Great, yeah. So I'm Elan. This is Talkaoke, pop-up talk show, and yeah, we're here in Southern Water today. So gosh, we've kind of already had like a really interesting conversation, and I was just saying that I really like your water bottle. Actually, where did you get that from?
It's a website called
Yeah.
Wish,
Okay then.
and it's very cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's
And
all come from China.
oh right, okay then. It says BPA free. What is that?
I think it's the plastic bits inside.
Okay
There's
then.
some of the residue now.
Yeah.
They said you have to have a
Yeah.
BPA free bottles.
Yeah. Okay then. And in terms of Southern Water, do you think people actually know what Southern Water is? Do you think there's like Brighton or the southern part of London, the UK? Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Yeah. Do you think they know what Southern Water is? Is there like a presence of Southern Water, or do you think they just turn their taps on and just not really have a clue about like who kind of owns it, who manages it, like you know?
There's two sides. I mean, people
Yeah.
are very much aware of the commercial company,
Yeah.
but they don't actually know what we do,
Yeah.
which is why we're here today, really.
Yeah, to sort of discuss that kind of thing. Like, what do you do? I was reading that the population is going to increase in this area by 90,000 in 2020. I mean, how come? Why is that? Is everyone going to be moving to sort of this area, or what just more babies will be born? I mean, and why does it matter about where if the population
I
increases?
think because we've got like a massive housing shortage, and it's maybe easier to build down on
Yeah.
the south coast because we've got
Yeah.
lots of green sort of and brown land
Yeah.
that you can build on. So that's possibly why the
Yeah.
population's going to increase
Yeah.
down here. And it's hard from our point of view, Southern
Yeah.
Water. We've got such a precious sort of resource for water.
Yeah.
So
And what is brown land?
It's land that's already been built upon previously,
Right. Okay then.
typically since the turn of the 19th century.
Yeah. So I mean, when you're gonna build in some new land, like how easy is it to get the piping sort of sorted, or does it already exist? Do the water pipes just already exist all over?
It varies.
Yeah.
Vast majority of our customers are now on mains drainage, which is basically the house is plumbed to the sewer.
Yeah.
And there are sewers. The sewer network is vast.
Yeah.
It's, if you unravelled it end to end, you'd reach Melbourne.
Yeah. Wow.
It is vast.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Wow. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. Oh my gosh. I mean, do you think, like, in terms of, toilets? I just remember there was a time in the UK where there was a lot of like outside toilets and stuff like that. Do you think that kind of thing still exists? Like, are people looking at alternative sort of toilets? When you go to festivals, there's a lot of sawdust toilets and stuff like that. I mean, do you think those kind of things will help to sort of cut down on how much water we use? Do you think that could be something that's encouraged, like to use like alternative toilet methods, so you flush the toilet less because you don't need water to flush it, you just need sawdust to... I don't know if you've heard about this before, but
I've never heard of
yeah.
sawdust.
Oh, you've never... Okay, right. Oh, okay.
I use in a
yeah.
school in near Five Oaks. They
Yeah.
have in the wood. They have a
Okay.
sawdust toilet that
Right.
we installed.
Yeah.
Food and water installed.
Oh, right.
And I use it as well in France.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
family
yeah.
I know, they install a sawdust toilet in their house.
Yeah.
But it's more in area that you don't have ground problem. Like here in the
Right.
south, we
Yeah.
have difficulty to build enough houses.
Yeah.
That could be an issue because you need quite a lot of ground
Right.
around as well the toilet
Yeah,
to
yeah.
discharge all the
Yeah. Yeah,
things you do in the
waste.
toilet.
Yeah. So you're
then
saying...
it is a
yeah.
solution
Uh-huh.
and it is used in some area that
Yeah.
is not as populated as the south.
Yeah.
And it is a good solution because nothing go to the sewer and
Yeah.
is degraded naturally.
Wow,
Then
so
you go to the
Yeah,
toilet
yeah.
to explain to that.
Yeah,
You go to the
break it
toilet
down.
and you have all wood chippings. And you have as well some, what do you call that, the fire ashes. And you put that on, after you pass, you put
Yeah.
a little bit on
Yeah.
the what you done. And
Yeah.
usually you have two. You have one toilet
Yeah.
you use and you have another area when
Yeah.
this one is full. You move to the other one,
Yeah.
the time this one degrade and after you That's why you need quite a lot of
Yeah.
logs for that.
Oh, okay.
But it is a
Yeah.
solution. It does
Yeah.
like the recycling of the grey water
Yeah, definitely.
to
I
use
mean,
in the toilet
I'm
as
quite
well.
interested in how you said that it's a school has got these sawdust toilets, like, and some is something that Southern Water installed the sawdust. Oh right, so is that like a scheme that you have to sort of how did that come
Charity
about?
work as
Right.
well as
Okay,
on our spare
Yeah.
time or
Yeah.
things like that.
yeah,
And this school has for disabled children,
right,
and they have a wooden area.
yeah,
And for the student, they have to install a toilet
Yeah.
near the wooden area because
Yeah.
they use that as a classroom or
right,
something.
okay, I see.
And it is all accessible by wheelchair and everything.
That's really interesting, actually.
Willing to that school.
Yeah. Do you think you might like to sort of get a sawdust toilet for your or use it or
Me personally,
Yeah,
no,
do you think you
doesn't,
could? Yeah,
doesn't interest
it doesn't
me.
interest you.
No,
You're gonna work on saving water in other ways. Yeah.
definitely. You've not sold me on the toilet.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you're gonna do a quick.
Social media.
Oh right. Hey. Okay. Oh. Can you not do the social media check here? Oh right. Right. Oh right. Okay then. Oh, social media always gets in the way of like
It does.
human interaction. Yeah. I mean, how's the social media for Southern Water? Is it popping or does it exist? Are you guys on
There is-
Instagram,
so
Twitter?
we have. I think we've got Twitter.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Possibly Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think that we use it to its full potential.
Right.
I think
right.
there's
right.
scope to make it better.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with
I mean,
this.
how do you think like social media could be used to sort of make things better?
To make us more so, as we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
Southern Water, people don't realise what we do.
Yeah.
So we could promote ourselves more better.
Yeah.
And get what we do with the wastewater,
Yeah.
how much we
Yeah.
treat it, water, any issues that we have,
Yeah.
we can promote ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't even know that we've promoted ourselves being here today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's loads of things that we could do better on.
Better, yeah. 2 weeks ago, actually, I was doing the same thing with the Canal and River Trust, and it was quite a sort of, I suppose, in a way, there's a lot of similarities there. A lot of people, they know that the canal exists, but they don't actually. They don't really kind of consider it or kind of think about it, or don't really kind of visit it. But many people sort of use it.
I mean, I think it was back in February on the Southern Water Talkaoke. It's when it goes wrong.
Yeah.
That's when you know. So if that say that river was flooding, then people would suddenly be interested in the river.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the water. It's you only reach for the phone book to look for the Southern Water phone number when there's no water and.
Hey, how's it going? Do you know how much water you use on average a day? Like, how many liters do you think you use of water a day? Or do you not drink water? Do you not? I don't know.
My dad doesn't actually drink water. He's
Really?
anti-drinking.
Why? Why is that?
I think it's actually because he's got some issues with the medication he's on.
Okay.
So he's trying to cut down the amount of liquid that goes through his body.
Really?
But he doesn't drink at all. He literally doesn't. And when I say doesn't drink, he doesn't drink water, doesn't drink tea. Occasionally has an espresso, and that's it.
Wow.
And he's still alive.
But you can get water from like your fruits and vegetables, right? Like a good old cucumber or something like that. Really? Oh gosh. Yikes.
It's mostly McDonald's he lives on.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh. That sounds a bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. Sounds a bit scary. Yeah, where's the nearest McDonald's to here actually? I bet it's like half an hour away, the nearest McDonald's probably. Okay then. Okay. Yeah, wow, so that's really interesting. We're kind of told so much about the fact that, we need water to live. Our bodies are made up of, 70% water or something? But hey, your dad's like living proof. Yeah, exactly. He's, living proof that that you can survive with that water.
Well, I mean, he says that it's all the myth that you've got to drink all this water every day.
Really?
That you don't actually really need
I
the
don't know,
water.
I think my skin looks a lot better when I drink water. And I feel a bit more energized.
Tell when I've not drank loads of water because all your pores are they're like trying to get water from somewhere.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
So you get I look a bit aged when I've not drunk enough water.
Yeah, same.
So I have actually bought myself a big. I think it holds about 2 litres of water.
wow.
A massive one of them to try and carry around with me, so I can drink as much water as possible.
And how's that going?
I've used it once.
Okay then.
I've had it for a month.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
My issue with those things, the non-disposable stuff, is you just tend to lose it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I went for a water bottle as well.
Yeah.
And I lost it within about a week.
Yeah, so what are you saying?
I'm saying that there is a problem with Rick's got his one over there.
Oh, cool.
And he's had that. Have you had that for about 5 years or something?
Oh, really?
But he's much better at hanging on to stuff than me.
That is well used.
Yeah.
So do you use reusable water bottles, or do you just prefer to just buy a bottle when you're out and about? I see you got a can there. Are you going to recycle it? How much water's in a Coca-Cola?
Of course he's going to recycle it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Whoa, check that out. I have to say, this is serious. This is
check it
hardcore. This is really nice though.
Look at that.
Yeah, wow, your skin's gonna be fantastic after that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, but is tap water safe to drink? You know, or it is, yeah.
We've actually got one of the best quality tap waters in the world.
Yeah.
Protected by legislation, so it's really, really wholesome.
Yeah, and what makes it so good? Like, why? I mean, you go to some countries and you cannot drink the tap water. So what makes it so good?
We take a whole catchment approach, so we actually protect the water supplies.
Yeah.
We treat to a very high standard. It's in many cases actually better than bottled water.
Yeah. Wow. Really? I mean, imagine that. Did you know that the tap water is better than bottled water? What do you think? Do you prefer Evian, or what's the other brands out there? Volvic.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. What brand? What water are you drinking? Is that tap water in a? Give us a minute. Yeah, give us a minute of your time. What kind of water is that? I mean, yeah, I was just sort of saying actually. Did you know that like tap water is better than bottled water? Really? Okay.
It's better for your heart apparently because it's got a lot of around here. You've got a lot of calcium in the water, which is good for your heart. Come and have a seat in the. Don't stay on the cheap seats. Come in. We need to get conversation.
Okay then. Yeah, a minute there, a minute here.
Yeah, obviously we need to just prioritise the crowd control here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But no, tap water. Tap water is a lot more healthy because it's got the calcium in it, and that's good for your heart, especially someone like me.
So calcium's good for your heart, then, is it?
Yeah, calcium's good for your heart.
Oh.
I might get some water. Actually, I left my water in the van.
I actually reused this bottle.
What my problem with the Thank you. Thanks for coming. So maybe we should quickly do a round of names.
Another round of names. What's your name?
My name's Daniel.
We got Daniel.
Lorraine.
Mikey.
I'm Elam, and we got Rick doing the lovely visuals.
And Isabel.
And we got Isabel. Great. I'm glad Isabel's back actually. Yeah, you've come at a really interesting time actually, because we were just talking about the fact that, as you heard, tap water is better than bottled water, but you already knew that. How come? I mean,
it's just got the minerals in there, and if you filter your water, it's better as well.
Okay, then so filtering is even better. Do we need to filter our water in the UK? Like,
personally, I think that because you can buy those little plastic jugs that have got the filter, but I think that I think that is a bit of a waste of time, and it could even be a health hazard. Because you can get bacteria which live in those things.
Really?
Yeah, and these people here at Southern Water, they filter the water already. So why do we need to filter it
I don't
again?
know. I mean, for me, it's just the lime scale. I really hate seeing the lime scale at the bottom of my kettle. Yeah.
That is the calcium. That's good for you. That calcium might not be good for the kettle, but it's good for you.
Is lime scale?
Sitting on top of my coffee.
I mean,
water's a fresh product.
Yeah.
So I think, like bottled water, it's got an expiry date on there.
Yeah.
Our water is fresh, it's a fresh product, so it should be used straight away. If you put it into a filter, you're filtering it, and then it's left standing there for a day, 2 days.
Yeah.
It only really survives about you should be using it instantly.
Wow, I did not know that. That's interesting. So when you buy
think,
bottled
if you
water-
think you have a bottle of water, well, you get a glass of water to go to bed with. It sits on your nightstand. Would you drink that?
You know, I actually do. You know what? I have to say, drinking water in the morning, it really helps to wake me up.
I know somebody that actually, because they're worried about dust getting into their water, they actually put a little piece of silver foil over the top of their glass of water. I know it sounds crazy, and then I'm talking about you actually.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I mean, I personally.
Oh my gosh.
So, but you know, I think isn't that going a bit far? Aren't we a little bit over health conscious? I think this is the point where when you come to start to have to protect your water from dust, is that a little bit too health conscious? I think we need a bit of dirt, and it's like the kids these days are not getting enough dirt, so that's why they're getting asthma and stuff like that, because they're not being exposed to enough germs.
There's other reasons, but maybe another sort of table discussion. Well, I kind of think that it's like, when you do have like an open, cup of water in a closed room with air conditioning and no real fresh air coming through, I think it's important to cover it, because otherwise all of that coughing and bacteria is just gonna like sit in that water, and
Water's staying out.
it depends. Anyway, enough about me. Crazy. But wow, we have such great water in the UK. What a privilege.
Can I say something? I used to have a cat that used to come and sip the water. If you left it on the side, the cat would actually sort of drink it in the middle of the night, and then you drink it and you get all bits of cat fur in your throat.
And
so I think, so after a while I stopped having a glass of water by the side of the bed, because it was just a magnet. The cat didn't want to drink its own water, it wanted to drink.
It wanted yours.
And that's weird with cats. Cats don't like their own water. They like other. Yeah, for some reason they like running water as well.
I just wonder, like, how much water does a cat need? We need up to 8 cups. Rarely any.
My cat drink a lot.
Yeah.
One of my cats, he will come in the shower and drink the water.
Yeah. Really? Oh my god.
Then
that's quite a fun way to actually get the water. I can imagine if you're a cat just having it showered on you. But there's been a lot of responsibility put on humans to cut down on water waste. What about animals? Should we be like showing them or training them to sort of cut back on water use?
Well, a lot of our water use in the southeast, having read the booklet, the fantastic booklet provided by Southern Water, it comes from meat production, and so although a dog or a cat might not actually use that much water, unless you're washing your dog a lot, the meat that you're feeding your dog with is actually using up quite a lot of water in the livestock farming.
That's really interesting, actually.
Milk farming, they need a lot of water.
In the what farming?
Milk.
In the meat farming.
Milk.
Oh, in the milk. In the
milk farming. They need to give a lot of water to the cows.
Oh, right. Okay, then. So the cows produce more milk when they drink more water.
As well as all the other waste they do.
Wow. Yeah.
Can I just ask, there's no farmers here, but if you give a cow a lot of water, does the milk come out weaker?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I've never really considered it before, but that might be one for Wikipedia. I don't know, Rick.
Can
you look up that one?
I mean, does anyone actually drink milk these days? I mean, it just seems like milk is not really sort of on trend. I don't know. Yeah, come and yeah.
8 pints a week myself.
Of milk.
Of
yeah?
milk.
Of cow's milk, yeah.
Cow's milk.
How about yourself? Do you drink a lot of
No,
or
I
use a
don't
lot of
drink
cow's milk?
No.
Oh, you don't drink
If
milk?
I
Why
go
is
through
that?
a pint of milk a week, it's a lot.
Yeah.
No.
And why is that then? Why you just don't like
I
milk?
don't like milk.
Yeah. Interesting.
I've been advised by my acupuncturist not to eat cheese
Oh,
because
really?
it's supposed to be bad for my my sinuses and my hearing as well.
Yeah.
So I rarely eat cheese or drink milk at all.
Really? And we got a new face at the table. What's your name?
My name's Mark.
Mark. Well, you've come at a really interesting time actually. We're just talking about how much water does it take to produce milk. And yeah, I was just saying, has milk gone out of fashion? Like, what do you guys think? Has milk gone out of fashion? Do you guys actually drink cow's milk anymore, or is it all about the almond milk or the coconut milk? I don't know.
Yeah, I've been a veggie for 30 years and I don't drink
wow.
milk.
Gosh.
But yeah, I think partly the main reason I suppose now is actually climate change because
Right.
production of dairy is it's insane. It's
Yeah.
the biggest driver of climate change.
Really?
Actually, more than the whole transport sector.
Wow.
And
wow.
yeah, we're all,
That's a big deal.
Yeah. And it's the one single thing people can do to actually reduce carbon emissions is
Yeah.
actually stop eating meat and
Really?
drinking milk. So.
But what's going to happen to the supermarkets then when they see their profits like?
Right, I kind of
dropping?
like seeing them closed down in local shops personally, but
yeah, but hey, I think the
Well,
environment.
I just bought myself a flight to Berlin, and there was a little thing there saying you can offset your carbon footprint, but I didn't tick it because I've been a vegetarian for 30 years as
Yeah,
well.
so
I already hold the moral high ground.
Yeah.
And I agree with you about the milk. You know,
Yeah.
although I have to have halloumi. Halloumi is the
Yeah.
one thing.
One cheese, yeah. That
And I can say this because we're in Brighton today. You know,
Yeah.
that halloumi. I love halloumi, and you don't like.
it? Oh, what don't you like about halloumi? I'm just quite curious, Sita.
I just don't like it.
Is it the texture?
It's the texture. I'm just like, no.
Oh, really? Oh, I love that.
Everyone's like,
texture.
oh, I love it. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll try it then. I was
Yeah.
like, this is disgusting. Why do people like this?
What it is you've got to keep it very moist in the inside and like
Really
grill it
crispy on the
hard. So you've got
outside,
to do
With a bit
it.
of sauce,
It's
yeah.
a way of doing
Yeah,
it
there is
basically.
a technique,
Yeah,
actually.
I think just to get it nice and crispy plus soft. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mark, are you a halloumi
Yeah.
or are you?
Well, now you've been a.
I'm a halloumi abstainer.
Oh, really? So why is that then?
Yeah, I always feel better if I don't have dairy at all.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get final thought from you before you leave us. Just about anything you've heard today. Oh, I was just going to ask you a really good question actually, but I'm just going to. Yeah, let's get final thought. Just about absolutely anything.
Anything we chatted
Yeah,
about.
anything we've chatted about. Yeah. You don't, well, have a think and let us know. We're going to be here all day. We're going to be. I was just going to ask, like, you became a vegetarian 30 years ago before it was a thing, you know? I mean, so
It was
what
partly
made
economics at the time because I was
Yeah.
a skint student, and it was just
Right.
I moved into a veggie house, and
Yeah.
at the end of the first week, I said, "How much do I use for food?" Because they had really good communal cooking there.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, about a tenner." And I said, "You're kidding," you know.
Yeah,
and it was just so much cheaper than living on sort of pasties and chips,
Yeah.
which everybody else was living on.
Yeah.
And and it was, and I felt great for it, you know. And
Yeah.
it was affordable, you know. It was
Yeah.
interesting food and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I'd done a lot of travelling and went off to India, and
Yeah.
and pretty much, obviously it's essentially a vegetarian
Yeah.
country, most of it. And
Yeah.
you can have an amazing diet with veggie food. We don't need meat, you know.
Yeah,
And there's this kind of
yeah.
myth that you have to have meat and 2 veg every day, you know. But
Yeah.
and look how radiantly beautiful us 2 vegetarians are.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I was going to say, but yeah. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
That's really, really interesting. And I suppose a lot more people are vegetarians now than they were 30 years ago. So people are feeling the
Yeah, I
benefits,
never
you know?
actually would have realised there's like everywhere. There's vegan restaurants everywhere.
I know, right?
It's probably in Brighton too, but certainly in my part of the world, in
Yeah.
Dalston. Come and have a seat. Are you a vegan, sir?
Yeah, vegan.
Would you like to be? You
Oh,
can get to hold the moral high ground and book plane flights without any guilt. Chicken?
every
Why
night.
chicken?
Yeah, what kind of chicken? Chicken curry? Oh, really? Oh,
Garlic, spinach.
oh, hold on a minute. I want to know this recipe. I love a bit of garlic and spinach and chicken. Yeah, what about yourself? Do you have chicken every night? How much water do you think your dog uses? I know there's a lot in that sentence. Yeah, well, basically, I was going to find out, do you have chicken every evening?
I have chicken 5 times a week.
5 times a week?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of protein.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
And then I
protein.
do it with, what I do, I put some butter in a saucepan,
Oh, yeah.
chop up a massive clove of garlic,
Oh, I'm loving this.
put it down, put some black pepper in
Oh,
it.
yeah. I love black pepper.
What goes with
Spinach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bit of
ginger,
spinach.
ginger.
Oh, ginger.
and then I put olive oil in it so the
Yeah.
butter don't burn the
Ooh,
spinach.
yeah,
Then I
yeah.
put the spinach in it, wilt it down,
Yeah.
and then have either a big chicken or a big steak
Yeah.
with chips with it.
Oh, yeah. And what is... Have you had some of this meal?
Well,
Yeah.
I did invite her around last week, but she
What
didn't turn
happens?
up.
What happens? You had a bit of me in that home, basically.
She said the bus
Oh,
was late.
yeah. Oh, cool. What kind...
We love cooking.
What do you like to cook?
Well, yesterday,
Yeah, come and have a seat. Yeah.
yesterday we made Korean pork. It was very nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Korean pork?
With,
Yeah, how do you make that? What is the...
It takes the flight to go out there
Yeah.
and then to come
well,
back again.
you marinate some pork belly in...
Oh, I love pork belly.
Sorry. So I know she's lovely. She's lovely. I know she's so nice. She's really, really nice. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So wow, that sounds so interesting. I mean, how much water do you think your dog uses a day?
Oh,
I'm just so curious.
She's not a big drinker actually. Probably
Oh.
about a litre. She
Yeah,
doesn't drink
probably
that
a couple
much.
of pints, that's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
She goes
yeah.
to bed early.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, then. You know, let's get around to names. What's your name?
John.
John.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Paul.
Mikey.
Mikey.
Daniel.
Daniel. We got Rick doing the lovely visuals over there, and I am Elam.
Need to come
Hello,
up, actually. Can I just
Yeah.
say, we need to come up because
Are you from South London?
we need to.
I'm from Hackney, East London. Oh, really? Can you tell?
So anyway, Rick's supposed to be doing some visuals here, so we got to come up with ideas for him to illustrate. He's going to be doing during the day. He's going to be trying to attempting to visualize the conversation.
Yeah. You know what? I just think that with spinach, when you cook it, like it's so big and then it just goes really.
It's down to nothing.
Yeah, it will sound for nothing.
Yeah. I love spinach.
I heard that because you got Popeye and the spinach thing. I heard that was a mistake.
Oh, really?
That they got the amount of iron wrong.
Yeah.
They forgot to put in the decimal point.
Oh, really?
So it's actually got way less iron when they when the American government initially published all the amount of minerals in foods. They
You don't believe the American government, do you?
Well, this conversation's about to get deep.
Well, what was I going to say? When my ex-partner was pregnant with our child, I gave her so much good food that when she went to have the thingy done, like testings and everything, she had such a high iron intake. Yeah, because I was feeding her so well because she had my baby with her. So every night I'd come home, do a 12-hour day and cook, clean, wash up and dry away.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So, you know what? We were talking about the fact that, like, there's so much minerals in the water that we have. I mean, is there
There's
iron?
so much bad stuff in the water as well.
Oh, really? Like, what you mean, like the tap water?
Yeah.
What kind of bad stuff do you think is in there? Apparently, we've got the best water in, in Europe.
Well, it's whatever you want to believe, isn't it? What's in there? But obviously they've got chlorine in there, haven't they? And fluoride. They've got
But isn't
fluoride in there.
chlorine good? Oh, there's no fluoride in the water.
In the southern water, we don't add fluoride to the water.
Yeah.
Chlorine's in there,
Yeah.
but we don't add
Is
fluoride
that
to
a
the
bad
water.
thing? But isn't chlorine like good because it's sort of cleaning the
It
water?
burns your eyes when you're in the swimming pool.
Oh, right.
That's what I remember as a child.
Okay then.
In the pool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because kids pee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my local pool, they're starting to put ozone in instead of chlorine.
What's ozone? What is that?
I don't know. Nige?
Yeah. Nige.
Nige is our chemistry expert. Well, he's going to be. What's ozone? Ozone, because they put ozone in my pool.
Ozone's wonderful
You got a
stuff.
swimming pool?
Yeah.
No, I mean my local
Yeah.
What are you doing here? You'd be at home.
Ozone is a chemical that adds a very reactive oxygen to water.
Oh, right. Okay then.
So it kills all the bugs.
So they've got to put something in there.
Can I just ask why? Can I ask why they don't put it in the water? Because what's it, Paul?
Paul.
Yeah, Paul's complaining that there's too much chlorine in the water. So why don't they put ozone in instead into just a normal water supply?
Well, we actually do. A lot of our works use ozone treatment to remove pesticides and bacteria. The problem is it's very, very short-lived.
Yeah.
So we need to use a chemical for a water supply to disinfect the water supply, which is longer-lived, and the best solution is really chlorine.
Yeah.
If you actually smell chlorine coming from tap water, it means the water to your tap is fresh.
Yeah. So.
Comes out of my tap. When I have a shave in the morning, the water that comes out of my tap is really frosty at first, misty, and then it settles and it's clear. So then I have a shave and stuff like that. Is that air?
Yeah, if you pull a glass of it, then inside it will just go clear.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
Oh really? Oh, you're a water inspector. Oh wow. Tell us. So tell us about it. I mean,
Who do you work for?
Oh really? Oh wow. So you work for Thames Water?
no, Southern Water.
You work for Southern Water, right? Okay, so this is wow. Okay, so you're the water inspector. So I mean, what's when you inspect the water? What do you see? Like on average?
Stuff, basically.
Yeah. What kind of things do you see?
Work.
What kind of things? What's in there? Calcium.
So this thing, basically, air water, as the guy said, is the cleanest air. It has to
Yeah.
be treated, because if you came straight off, a lot of air water is taken
Yeah.
sort of by boreholes,
Yeah.
or it comes off of reservoirs,
Yeah.
or out, it's literally drawn off of rivers,
Yeah.
taken, cleaned, and put back. But if you put it straight through into the system,
Yeah.
you poison, they would just give everybody
Really?
end up with rather nasty tummies.
Yeah.
But
what you got to be fair with, if you think about all the hundreds of thousands of homes that are getting water to their, just like that, to their taps,
I know, right?
It must be something
Yeah.
else.
the thing
That's a big deal.
You take people's water,
Yeah.
they expect water 24/7.
Yeah.
You ain't going to get it.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, something goes wrong. We're working with an old system. That's,
Yeah.
a lot of it in Brighton's been changed, but it's all Victorian.
Right,
It's old cast iron
right.
pipes,
Yeah.
galvanised pipes, lead pipes. There's as many leaks on property as there is off property.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a run-in with Southern Water a couple of years ago, right? I sort of know what's going in and I know what's going out of my bank account.
Yeah.
And then I just sort of like looked at my bank statement one time, and they were charging me round about the £50 mark.
Oh.
And I phoned them up. I said, why are you charging me with the direct debit? Why are you charging me? Why has it gone up from 32 quid? Because I was always arguing, because I'm a single person at the moment.
Yeah.
That I'm only using so much water, my daughter comes up as a quick shower, blah, blah, blah. Why has it gone up to 50 quid? And they said, we thought you had a leak.
Oh,
And
right.
I went, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So I set up a standing order.
Yeah.
So now I only pay £17.50 a month. I
And
won't pay any more.
And do you think it's good value for money?
Well, it's wet and...
Yeah.
You can't survive without it.
You can't. I mean, but apparently there's a lot of blockages that sort of take place. I mean, people are baby wipes, dental floss, food. All these things are.
You're just on the drinking water side. You're not on the in, not the out.
Yeah.
Do you have is there a little bit of beef between the between the two different sides?
Yeah.
Or do you he's one of those sewer people. We hate them. We're the clean side.
It's
what's the beef? Yeah.
But you can't be, not now.
Yeah.
You've got to work together, because one goes without the other. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
What people chuck down their sinks is, everybody does it. We all do it. We're all guilty of putting things down the loo that you shouldn't put down there.
Well, I put baby wipes down the loo, but what I do, if I do cook under the grill
what you do,
or in a pan, I leave it till the morning, and then I scrape out the fat and put it in the bin. I would never, ever
put it down
anything.
the sink.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even if I
And
was
have you always known not to do that, or?
It's just when you start growing up, you think I'm not going to put that down the sink.
Yeah.
So I let it congeal, and I get a spatula.
Yeah.
And I get a tissue, and I put
And
it
then
in the bin.
so you're
and
doing
then I
the
wash
right
up.
thing.
I don't put.
It's not so much the fat off the sausages or whatever that congeals. It's the like the oils, like the rapeseed oils, things like that. People just cook them. They don't go in the food, but as soon as they wash the pan and tip the soup, the water goes down.
It all goes
the
down.
sink.
Yeah.
I think people see it as liquid, so they don't necessarily see that they think, it's going to flow, it's going to just disappear.
Go down.
It's not my product.
Yeah. And that's a big deal.
Yeah. So what I've got.
Yeah.
Wet wipe, that's fine. We all have kids. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
It's the manufacturers
Right.
Because they're manufacturing a product with
with the plastic
with plastics in it and all the rest of it. It's not dissolvable. It doesn't go into. It's not biodegradable.
So
you're doing you a good service. You think, like, fine, it goes down the loo. It's paper or whatever. It's not. And that's where it's the manufacturer.
Yeah. So it's their responsibility.
Taken to task. Over what they produce.
That's interesting, actually. You've got something here that looks. Yeah,
so,
what is this?
What I've got here is what we call a gunk pot, which is a place to put fat when you've done your cooking.
Yeah.
So pour it in.
Isn't that plastic? Isn't that just going? Isn't that just?
No, it's reusable.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay then. So sorry. So then, so how do you actually use that? Talk us through the process.
So it's basically you've done your cooking. You pour the fat into the gunk pot.
Yeah.
Wait for it to solidify.
Well, I just do that in the pan.
Turn it over. Pop it out. Job done. It's ready to reuse.
How much does that retail for? $5.99. Free gift.
You sound
Free
a little
gift,
bit.
yes, please.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you guys already kind of.
I'm very
dispose of
conscious.
it
I'm very
in the right
conscious
in your
the
right
water
way.
that I use, because I had so many arguments with Southern Water.
Yeah.
Because I was fighting for so long because. I live on my own now, and I was fighting. I should only be paying a single person's rate for water.
You've got a problem, and you think you've got a leak. The best thing is to go out, know where your outside stop tap is.
Yeah. Out.
And the meter.
Yeah.
It must be.
It's in the airing cupboard.
It's in the airing cupboard. Outside, right? So there could be, if you did, they can only measure the water from. You live in a flat then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just look at your meter.
Yeah.
If the little silver bit is moving, then turn off your.
This is a really good
check
tip.
your bullcock, because they will.
Yeah.
The bullcocks, basically.
That's a really interesting tip. So, if you got a leakage, how do you check? Did you say sorry? Like,
well, you just turn all the taps off, and then if it's still going round, then
if what's still going
the
round?
water meter. Have you got a water meter in your
somewhere.
flat? Yeah. Yeah, but when it comes to checking, just from a health point of view, you should be checking your bullcock every so often and your waterworks.
What does it look like?
Especially,
What does this bullcock look like?
Well, where's my cock? I know I've had it somewhere.
It's where you loo. Inside the loo, you've got a ball on the end of a stick.
Yeah.
Basically, that will come up when you cut the water off when your loos fill up.
Okay then. I mean, do you think enough people, like how we, know so much about our health, do you think we should know more about, how to sort of, the water system and... Yeah, I mean, do you think this is something that we should know and
In the morning when they can't find it, and you get called all the way out the road gate to turn somebody's water off because they can't find their tap.
Yeah.
Actually, the mains is outside. Mine's in the airing cupboard. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. My stop cock.
Yeah, it's in the...
Yeah.
You turn the outside tap off. The amount of people who don't know where they are.
They don't know.
Sometimes we get called out at the early hours of the morning to go all the way to the road gate because someone can't find their outside stop tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the other side of Midhurst, going towards Midhurst.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Wow. We got a new face at the table. What's your name?
Mutts.
Mutts. Hey, come and join us. Wow, this is such a hot debate we're having right now. Oh gosh. Well, you will see. Hey guys, how much water do you think you've used today already? I mean, are you guys going to the beach now? Like, is there a beach around here actually? I wonder. But anyway.
Hello, it's just down the road.
What, really? Like, how far is the beach? Honest conversation.
You could walk it. You could walk it in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Wow, shocking. I'm shocked. Okay, cool. That's really good to know. How nice is it to live next to a beach? Oh, I'm from a faraway place. Where are you from? Are you from Brighton?
I'm just down the road.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, we were just talking about the fact that a lot of people don't really know, like, how to sort of, if they have a leak in their house, how do they deal with it? How do they switch off the water so that, the water stops leaking? All these different things.
In the bathroom.
Right, boom. You know.
I know, yeah.
How do you know this?
Because you just find these things out.
Yeah, you just sort of find it out.
You need
wow.
to know.
Yeah, I sort of built my own flat from a shell, so I know where it is. But actually, it's in a really awkward place because I built the kitchen on top of it. Yeah. It's probably illegal.
That's your own fault, mate.
So if I've got to turn it off, I've got to actually dismantle the kitchen to get to that tap. Yeah.
Told ya.
A lot of people do that. You get called to a house. Well, I can't. It's a communal supply, so it's a joint supply. You've got five or six flats. So you can turn it off, but you turn everybody off.
Right.
But,
Okay.
Oh, where's your internal stop tap? Oh yeah, but I had a brand new kitchen fitted, and the plumber took the top off of it, and it's behind there.
Well.
You know, it's just you get your plumber back in because it's we can't do anything about it. You know, it's your own silly fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
For blocking off your own tap because designers have lovely beautiful kitchen, fine, but they don't take any precedence for where that.
God, that must be so frustrating when you come to a house like that.
Pouring through your roof.
Yeah.
And then you've got to turn off 60, 70 flats.
Wow.
Because
and then
been silly enough to hide their
God, that is a real serious.
Half of these people don't have home insurance. Which I've always had since I've been there.
Yeah.
Always had
home insurance.
Home insurance, you've got to.
Yeah.
Because there's a flat above me.
Yeah. You've got home insurance, that's fine, but that may not cover your water.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got to take a home service. A special, like you've got your a lot of companies will have your home insurance for your contents. Your TVs or whatever, but then you've got to have a separate.
So you need a separate one for your water then. Wow, did you know this?
Pipes, gas, the whole lot. You can take insurance, and you might pay so much a month. And you might never use it.
Yeah.
You might never use it, but the amount of people that now are finding they've got leaks on their supply pipe. Have you got insurance? Oh yeah. Right, you give it to the insurance company. They will sort it out, and they have so many days to sort it out, and. You basically it's down to them to repair it, and their insurance will turn up.
Yeah.
Or the company will turn up. The guy will say, right, okay, we can fix that, or relay your pipe, and it's all covered their insurance.
Wow, so insurance is really key when
don't have it. Well, how much is that going to cost?
Because I had a leak come from the lady upstairs. I come home from work, and what she'd done, instead of trying to sort the problem out and phone or knock on my door, which she didn't. I was at work, so I wouldn't have been there anyway. She let the tank upstairs keep dripping, and it dripped over my massive Elvis Presley thing, cardboard cutout, which I've got, thing, and it ruined it.
Let's get a final thought from you before you leave us.
So, what I said is that I phoned up the Brighton Hove Council. I said that your tenant hasn't got household insurance, and because it was just a minor leak, and I didn't want a headache and everything else, I said, I'm gonna take you to thingy because I want the money back for the repairs and everything else.
I'm just going to get a final thought from this lady before you leave.
Is it about wasting water?
Yeah, well, just about absolutely anything. How can we save water?
Well, in this country, we're just so sort of blessed with the water that we've got. I've got a friend that lives part-time in the Philippines, and he really appreciates the value of water when he gets back here. We just take it for granted so much.
But how can we value it more,
Well, we need to educate.
Education,
What you do is send people. I was on holiday in Nicaragua. It's lovely, but they don't have running water there. It's just like the idea, they've got like little tanks and stuff. Luckily they've got a lot of rain there, but in the rainy season only. And then you've got wells and stuff like that, and the concept of just turning on the tap and bang, the water comes out. When you.
Spain as a child,
that's a big deal.
And we used to go down and fill up the water butts. When I was about 5, 7, when I was in Spain.
Gosh, that's such a big deal. So we're just not valuing water enough in general.
Now because now people have to pay for it.
Right.
They're
okay
paying
then.
For what they use.
People
are suddenly more aware of actually what water does.
Okay, it's more of a tangible thing, right? When you got
it's going to take a long time because you've got. Where everybody. Oh, it's a leak. Well, it'll be fixed, or you can only fix so many leaks so many times. But if people have got to help themselves as well, like if they've got a rotten old galvanised pipe that's porous and leak, then get it relayed. Do it, help yourself out.
I mean, one of the key issues with Southern water is that a lot of people are chucking things down the sink and flushing things down the toilet that they don't really know that you're not meant to, like the sort of dental floss and all sorts of other things,
They go in the bin.
So
wouldn't do that.
Apparently that causes 70,000 blockages.
Cotton buds.
Apparently that contributes to 70,000 blockages per year. I mean,
what an earache, eh?
That's a big deal. That's such a big deal, man. So gosh. Oh, what? Let's get. Oh my gosh! Wow, are you? Oh my gosh!
Sorry, it's rude to ask a lady her age.
What's your star sign? Are you a Gemini? Oh my god, so am I.
When's your birthday?
June the 18th. So what are you gonna do for your birthday?
We're just out for the afternoon, out
Yeah.
and then to the cinema. We had friends.
Oh, what are you gonna see?
The new Star Wars.
You gonna dress up like is you know?
I don't
mean,
go that far.
Oh, okay, sorry. Fair enough.
On Star Wars, they don't seem to ever have a problem, even though they live in often quite deserty conditions. They don't ever seem to have a problem with water. I've never noticed anyone like collecting the dew from the
I mean,
deserts.
would that make a good story?
That's the bit you don't see. Whilst all the action's going on, someone going like that.
Come on,
hurry
in the background.
Have a lovely afternoon.
Oh, thank you very much. Any final thoughts from yourself?
I'm fine.
Happy birthday. Have a great day. Thank you. Great. Yeah, wow. Oh, gosh. So, I mean, what do you think about all this water talk? You know, what do you think about it?
Yes, it's the most important thing we have.
Yeah.
Water. We can't live without it.
Yeah. Electricity, but can you live without water? Though?
You don't need electricity. It's not. It's disposable thing.
Yeah.
But water you can't live without.
Yeah, you can't.
I can't live without water.
You can't live without water. Let's see what these guys think. Is that water? What is that? Are you drinking water?
I just want to go into the electricity thing because although technically you don't need electricity, you know, these days you need a phone, you need social media, and all of these things require a bit of electricity. Like Rick's done. What's this? Rick's done his first visual. He needs electricity for this.
I mean, that's interesting. Do we need electricity for the water system? You know what? I wouldn't mind working for someone actually.
Are you a Radio 1 DJ?
Oh, do I look like a Radio 1 DJ? Oh, what do you think my DJ name is?
What's your first name?
Oh, my name's Elam.
Would it just be Elam?
Oh, okay,
Breakfast
that's kind of
Radio 1.
Yeah.
Get rid of Nick Grimshaw.
Oh, really? Yeah. Who gives a damn about him?
He's no good, is he?
Right.
I think Elam is quite an unusual name. See, I think you could easily just be Elam.
Yeah, I could just
be Elam.
Just be Elam.
Yeah.
And I could. Yeah. Oh, sounds like you got it, mate. You got it. Was you a DJ in your?
No.
But
But
I
you
don't
just
know.
look. You could be a real cool BBC One radio.
You know
DJ.
what? I might actually look see if they got any jobs. Yeah. Thank you very much. So I mean, I wonder, do we need electricity to run the water system, or is it just mechanics? Is it just mechanics? You know? Yeah, let me find out. Actually, I mean, Southern Water. What's his name again?
Dan and Isabel and
Nigel.
And there's a guy that does.
And do you know what? We've got a question at the table. Like, do we need electricity to run the water system, or is it just the mechanics, pure mechanics? You know that.
Part and part, really.
Yeah.
Treating clean water is energetically quite expensive. Wastewater, we actually take the organic that comes into the works and we basically brew it to make methane, to make biogas.
Right.
And we managed to offset about a third to half of the energy cost of wastewater treatment just by that route.
Yeah.
So it's actually self-powering in a way.
Some
That's
of our
really
works
cool.
actually managed to export to grid. We've got so much sludge coming in that we can actually.
Yeah. There's a lot of sludge.
Can I just say something maybe a bit controversial here?
Oh, yeah. We love a bit of controversy.
Southern Water was voted the worst water supplier.
Really?
Wasn't it this year or last year in the whole entire country?
Wow.
Yeah, overcharging everything.
Worse
I'm
than
sure.
Thames.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I can't imagine they're worse than Thames.
reckon
I'm from London.
Second, but I mean, they were branded the worst water
I mean,
company
as a
in the
customer,
southeast.
do you think that's true? I mean,
Well, yeah, because they upped my direct debit and they didn't even
Right.
tell me about
But
it.
then did
It was
they fix it?
50 quid a month until
Yeah.
I'd noticed after
Yeah.
about 2 months. I thought,
but how easy was that? Was that resolved quite easily?
Yes, it was, and they
Okay,
did
then.
reimburse me.
Yeah. So and yeah. Okay then. So they've got.
I mean, there is a thing
Yeah.
there. I mean, obviously, you know, when it comes to your telephone provider,
Yeah.
you've got a choice of 3, Vodafone,
Yeah.
all these.
few
But when
others,
it comes
yeah.
to Southern Water, like all right, put it this way, I'm Thames,
Yeah.
but I live in Hackney, and I can't go. Oh, you're no good, Thames Water.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch to Southern without moving to Brighton, which I'm actually quite tempted to.
Oh yeah, do you
because it's nice. Yeah, move to Brighton because it's such a nice.
I'll come and visit.
It's a nice vibe, and everyone's like, seems to be like vegetarian hippies.
yeah.
So it's nice.
Suits your wavelength.
What brings you down from Hackney?
Well, I'm part of the Talkaoke crew. I'm the other host in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what brings me down. I'm a stooge, exactly. You got it. That's the word we use.
But what about yourself? Are you a customer of Southern Water?
No, I'm from Sweden and I study here at Loxdale School.
Oh, okay then.
I live in
How does it work in Sweden?
Yeah. How does it work in Sweden?
Same issues with water?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of information about you shouldn't pour out paint in the water and this thing, but we have a very good quality water in Sweden, I think.
And do you think it's better quality than what's in the UK?
Yes, much. It tastes better. It's like you don't need to buy water for drinking because it's so good.
So you don't like the taste of the water in Brighton? You're not fond of the taste
of
the
water?
No,
I think it's there's some kind of thing in it to keep keep it good.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing before I go? The problem is where you were saying about the taste of water. I know 2 people that will not drink out the tap.
Really?
So they'll buy bottles of water and then that creates that plastic thing.
Yeah.
So then we're going back to that, aren't we? All the plastic that's used.
Yeah.
I suppose because people won't drink out the tap.
Yeah.
Because they think it's cancerous as well.
Right, really? So there's a lot of... this has come up quite a bit about people thinking that waters from our taps aren't safe for us.
I think it also comes to this kind of sense of distrust of like authority. Do you know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
People don't trust water because it's like maybe it's from a government, a suspicion about the government or whatever.
Dropping a little bit.
What are they actually putting in the water supply? People, there's this thing. What are they putting in the water? Kind of thing. People say that a lot, and I think there is this kind of.
But it's true though.
Unsaid sort of suspicion do we really trust their water?
Yeah. No. What about in Sweden actually? Is there sort of a bit of a skepticism surrounding like water and how safe water is?
No, not in my not my friends are not worried. Everybody's quite proud of the water, I think.
So there's a bit of national pride
in the water, I think so.
Yeah, in the water system. So so does that mean that do people respect it more then? Like they're less likely to sort of like pollute it and
yes, I think so.
Because I was in Sweden last year and it does seem they've got they're a bit more environmentally aware in Sweden. Like they've got they've got the trains powered by the waste gas and stuff like that. And I was in Stockholm and there's a lot more like electric cars and stuff like that. And I just wonder if we are not as up to date as Sweden when it comes to the environment.
We're British, we're slow to get there, aren't we? We're slow to get there.
A little bit slower.
Yeah.
But that's a really good question actually. Like, are we sort of lagging behind when it comes to progress with like technology and environmentally, friendly technologies? Are we sort of a bit behind when it comes to that?
Certainly are. You correct me if I'm wrong. Stockholm, some of the buses actually run on biogas, which is a wonderful thing. So that's gas that's been taken from sewage treatment, and that is being used to power buses in pretty much carbon neutral. So and we have that in the UK. We've got a few buses, but we're a long way behind.
And why do you think that is? Do you think that we, as the customers, we're not demanding these things from our...
I just think, I don't know, something about Sweden, and I've just come back from Norway as well. They've got a very... everyone's, I might be wrong about this, everyone's sort of together. They're a bit more got a kind of community feel. So, whereas I think in Britain we're quite good at innovating and coming up with the ideas, we're not very good at like working together and thinking ourselves as a community as they are in Scandinavia.
So when you're over here, do you get a sense of like community kind of spirit, people sort of working together?
Yes, I think I get a better feeling in Brighton at least. People do a lot more things together here. But, I don't know about the more business side of it,
things.
but in the more cultural, educational side. It's more better here, I think.
Yeah. And what are you studying?
It's English and art.
Okay then. That's an interesting combination.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Gosh, all this water talk made me thirsty. This made me thirsty.
Is that your water?
Yeah, this is my water. I actually reused the bottle, so.
Is that from the tap?
This is tap water actually, because I agree, tap water is really good.
Is that Southern water or is that Thames water?
You know, this is Thames water, so perhaps it's not as
good.
So,
Maybe we should do a taste test. We could do a taste test between. Have we got any Southern water?
Paper cups or anything?
Yeah, we could do a taste. Let's do a taste test between.
Where's this tap coming from? Where's this water coming from? You know, I'm a little bit skeptical.
Well, I mean, it comes from the chalk aquifer or something like that. I think Nigel was saying. But let's do a taste test.
We're gonna do a taste test.
Yeah, let's do a blind taste test. See if we can taste the difference between Thames water and. And what we need is a couple of cups or something like that. Have we got cups? We've got any cups? Maybe I can get some from the. I'll get some from the cafe.
Yeah. Okay then.
Let's
do this.
Taste is actually one of the most important factors when it comes to water, and we actually have tasting sessions in the company.
Really? Wow. So, and what kind of waters do you sort of compare?
We will compare water from different locations because each location will give water its own character.
Yeah.
Some of them we don't like using because they do have a strong flavour.
Oh, like what kind of water?
Chlorine.
No, organic flavour. They'll actually taste a bit woody.
Like, oh really? I want to try some of that water. Where can I sort of locate that?
You can't. We actually blend our water.
Really?
To give it a distinctive.
Yeah, and then it's distilled.
Yeah.
And bottled and sold as wine.
Oh wow, that sounds good. Anyone got any wine?
I've got a can of Red Stripe if you're interested.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna resist. God, that's so really interesting that like water has all these different characteristics. For me, to be honest with you, I don't even need to do a taste test because I know that for me, I think water all tastes the same really. I think it's psychological, yeah.
Really doesn't.
Really, I just think, like Volvic, Evian, whatever it is, to me it's all the same. Yeah. All I care about is what it's gonna do to me. How's it gonna make me feel? How is it gonna make me look? Really, you know, vanity. That's the only reason why I drink water.
But also, do you know they do like the Volvic there with like a hint of strawberry? Well, I can't have that coming out.
But then there's a lot of sugar in it, so that's not really good. Because you know, when you have like the flavoured waters, it's got a lot of sugar in it.
True.
So yeah, it's not so good for you.
You can have an option, just
yeah, that's true. I mean, imagine that. Like, what if we could actually have
kettle tap? No, kettle tap where you go hot, boiling hot.
Yeah.
No
cup.
You didn't have the money.
But I mean, I guess to be honest with you, I was just saying that I think all water tastes the same in my mind. Like, I can never really tell the difference between waters.
Don't forget,
I could try it.
Yeah, you go for it. You go for it.
Give us a bit
to make that.
Yeah.
So this is.
Yeah, it might have a bit of coffee.
So what is this one then?
This is local Brighton water.
Okay then.
Can I have a sip first, please?
Yeah,
sure.
Bland.
Oh my gosh.
It's got a kind of coffee undertone to it.
Undertone. Okay. Well, get that down, you know. We're gonna give you a little.
No, that was bland. That was.
Do you want to try some?
Flat.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
So we're hopefully none of us has got any horrible diseases.
Yeah.
There we go. Rick's drinking his own supply.
Oh yeah. And then this is the
London.
This is London.
London.
Thames water.
Thames.
Full of lime scaling, but calcium.
Yeah.
How was that?
Do we need a palate cleanser between?
No, I just need to know whether that tastes better or different to the one I've got in my mouth. I know I've had a couple of beer, but
to me that tastes the Thames tastes a bit sweeter. Do they put?
It's softer.
Yeah, so it's a bit softer. Yeah.
It hasn't got that on your mouth.
Right.
Wow.
Right. I see.
Totally.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it was much better than I experienced earlier. So this is as good as in Sweden, I think.
Wow, that's really interesting. Who knew? Who knew?
That's actually much nicer than southern water.
Wow. Are you just okay?
Yeah.
Well,
can I have that piped into my flat, please?
Maybe I might be able to ship some down to you. I don't know.
Well, if not, just truck it down. I'll pay.
You know?
Well, we're coming down tomorrow, so you can come and see us at the I360. We're going to be outside. We're going to have this outside the I360. But what we'll do is we'll bring like a whole big, whatever you call it, a big. I don't even know what you call those. A batch of, a barrel of Thames water.
There you go.
I'm not on a meter, so I can just pipe out as much as I need.
Fancy. Yeah, I know, right?
So then we can have a proper taste test.
Let's get a final thought from you before you leave us.
Yes, thank you for this. It's good to bring up to start to think about it and to keep it like a closed system. The water that you could take the energy out of it and think about how to keep it clean.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting points to chat about. So thank you very much for joining us anyway and giving us that perspective from Sweden.
Yeah.
That was useful. So yeah.
Can I just ask, just when you're talking about this carbon neutral and like the energy to pump the water around, obviously is a big part of the cost.
Yeah.
Could you use hydroelectricity to do it, like the actual energy of the falling water to actually power it, or is there just not enough hills and stuff in this part of the world?
That's a good point.
Around here, certainly probably not. What we do have a lot of is wind and solar.
Yeah.
So a few of our sites now we're actually installing solar panels to again offset that energy requirement. Keeps the cost down for the customer.
Yeah.
And they've just built
You
that
clearly
massive
really
thing
like that
off
water
the
then.
offshore there, haven't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, sorry, what was the point that you were saying?
Well, no, they've just built a massive wind turbine.
Oh, really?
Wind farm offshore
And
there.
is that for?
It's about 186, isn't it, or something? 190,
Oh, cool.
something like that. Wind
And-
turbine things. I can see it from the flat.
Really? That must be quite a nice view, actually.
It is, yeah.
And the solar power, are you planning to sort of increase that over the years, or are you just sort of trying testing it out a little bit?
We're testing it, and currently it seems to be working really well for us. So the plan is to roll it out wider.
So,
position again at Southern Water. I didn't quite catch
I'm a
it.
process scientist.
Oh, really?
Cool. Process science.
So my job is
You
based.
work for Southern
I
Water,
work for Southern Water. I'm a scientist. We
Yeah.
actually there's a huge amount of engineering and science involved.
Do you actually work for Southern Water, or are you a subby sort of thing?
I'm actually under Southern Water, employed by Southern Water, full-time scientist.
Yeah. That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I just ask, because obviously as a scientist you have to kind of adhere to the truth and the scientific truth.
Yeah.
I mean, as working for Southern Water, is there like, do they respect that sort of sense of that science, or do you have to sort of like kind of, make out that, like the water is as pure as it can be and stuff like that?
yeah.
Can I just say something? But then again, since the water and gas and everything else has been privatised, it's all in the profit, isn't it? It's all in the shareholders that really sometimes don't give two monkeys. That just want a
to make
good
money.
return on their investment.
Yeah.
So because it's privatised, they're thinking, we can cut back there and everything else. I don't know, but because it's all privatised, maybe there isn't that.
I mean, yeah.
We're actually we're in a bit of an odd situation. We are private, you're correct, but we're actually overseen by two very important non-governmental bodies: the Drinking Water Inspectorate and the Environment Agency.
Okay.
So they essentially monitor very closely what we do.
Yeah.
And if we get it wrong, we get heavily fined.
Yeah. Wow. Really.
Which is where the shareholders come in.
Recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
About 350k, wasn't it?
And why? Like, what would cause? What would lead to Southern Water getting fined? I'm quite curious about that.
Because they're awful.
I know, but in that case where they got fined 350,000.
I think it was, wasn't it? Can you quote me on that? Or?
Yeah, I think it was 350,000.
Yeah.
For one pollution incident.
Yeah. And could that have been avoided? What was the pollution incident?
Well, someone didn't know where their stopcock was.
Right.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it, mate.
Yeah.
One of our sites got flooded, and it was argued in court that it was reasonably foreseeable. So we could have prevented it.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you? Do you live in Brighton?
I'm Peacehaven, so yeah.
Peacehaven. So are you under Southern Water?
Yeah.
You got a house?
Yeah.
How much do you pay per month for your water?
I'm on about 40 quid now.
Really? You've got family?
Yeah.
So they're going to shower, kids shower.
Do you get a discount because you work for Southern Water?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well,
I'd leave and work for Thames
It's
Water.
unfortunate. But, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I guess, this question of like protecting the water supply, and I mean, there's always going to be accidents and incidents. Is it fair that to fine somebody when they get flooded? I don't know. I mean,
did it put human lives at risk, or
But I also think what's also important, what has changed over the last 10 years and stuff, when people brush their teeth.
Yeah.
Do you remember as a kid, you'd always leave the tap on, wouldn't you?
You would.
Leave the tap on.
You
I mean,
would.
I've stopped the tap for God knows when.
Yeah,
But that's a big thing that must have saved loads of water. But there's this guy at work a couple of years back says, he's just an idiot. He goes, yeah, every time I brush my teeth, I leave the tap running. You can just think, see, it's not clever, mate.
have they changed the? Because I don't use water anymore when I brush my teeth. I just kind of, I don't really seem to need it. I don't know if it's because it's like electric toothbrush. Because I've got electric toothbrush now. I do at the end. But I remember at the beginning, in the old days, I used to like put the water under the.
You don't need to wet your.
No, I don't know. Is it because toothpaste has changed? Is it because?
I don't know. Maybe I think in adverts you don't really see them doing it. You see them
don't even see any toothpaste going around their mouth, do you?
Yeah, that's true. That's a really interesting point. Maybe that's just a personal thing. I don't know what children are doing these days when they brush their teeth. I don't know what they do or how they brush their teeth. So.
But I think that must have saved a lot of water over time, where people have now consciously turned off the tap. So what I do, I wet the toothbrush, little bit of thingy,
all these different things,
go like that, and then I don't actually rinse. I just and then spit out just to make the thing. Keep the fluoride in my mouth to help the toothpaste work longer.
Actually, I just find this quite interesting. Like maybe you don't know now, but there's a lot of like DIY things online, and one of the DIYs that I also like to do is I like to make hey, how's it got? How much water does a child need compared to an adult? I know adults need 8 glasses, but how much water does 8 glasses, on you? What's that? Oh, sorry, it's just a shadow. How much water does a child need? How much water do you drink a day? Yeah.
Sticker.
Oh, a sticker's worth? Okay, great. No, but we were just talking about like brushing teeth and stuff like that. I mean, apparently we don't really leave the tap running when we brush our teeth these days. Do you? Yeah, do you leave it running?
Do you use water at all?
Do you use water at all to brush your teeth? Come and give us.
Why?
Yeah, do you need a wet brush?
Yeah.
I mean, do you know how much water like we've saved over? Give us a minute of your time. Fair enough. Then let us know how it goes. But what I was saying is that like like there's a lot of DIY stuff, and I make like this coffee scrub, and it's got coconut oil in it, coffee, and it's so great. But all of that oil that's sort of washing off your skin is going into the water system, and I always think about that. Like, this is really great, and we're all encouraged to create this DIY thing, this scrub out of coffee, but it's full of coconut oil.
How does it work? There's old coffee grounds then. What is it?
I just buy like a bag of the coffee grounds, and I just mix in the coconut.
So you don't make the coffee first, then use the old.
I mean, you can do that, but since you don't need to do
so
that.
you get a bag of fresh coffee and you
just the cheapest one.
use
in
it to
Sainsbury's.
wash your face.
The cheapest one in Sainsbury's.
Hold on a minute. You wash your face with coffee?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that you can buy scrubs.
Because you've got good skin. Can I go home and start doing that?
Thank you. Well, you know what? You know how you buy scrubs from the shop, but you can make your own out of coffee. And it's so good. Your skin will feel amazing afterwards. I'm telling you, do it. Like get the cheapest coffee grinds from your
Right, I'm off to
supermarket.
Sainsbury's.
Put some honey in it. Put some coconut oil in it. And mix
then
it
just dive in the
together
bath.
and just like rub it on your skin. Like it's called exfoliation. Exfoliation. That's what it is. But yeah. Anyway,
I've noticed because I went to buy some shampoo that I didn't actually buy any in the end. But there's this shampoo now with caffeine in it.
Oh right.
Oh, what that German one?
Yeah, and what is that about?
Yeah.
Why are they putting caffeine in shampoo?
On TV.
It does state on the commercial that you've got to be over 40 to use
right.
it.
Okay then.
It does, doesn't
Yeah,
it? It does,
yeah.
doesn't it? That new, what's it called? Green bottle.
What is the science?
Yeah, maybe can we ask? I know it's not your field exactly, but do you know why they're putting caffeine in shampoo now?
Yeah, I wonder why.
But also, I think people, talking of the water and the waste and everything, people aren't using dry soaps anymore. Like you're cleansing. People,
exactly.
I mean, when I was a child, I used to wash my face with soap, and I go like that. I'd be stuck like that all day.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, that was the last look I had in the mirror because I got soap in my eye. Like that. I go to school like that all day. But now all I do is just have a quick rinse with warm water.
Yeah.
Dab on the old thingy, a bit of moisturiser.
What do you dab on? What moisturiser do you use?
Just Johnson's baby lotion.
Oh, it's alright,
every morning.
Yeah.
And then look, I mean, it says it all, doesn't it?
No, seriously, but honestly, add that coffee scrub. That's going to be game changing.
Well, I'm going to go home and rub my face.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could suggest it to Nivea when you do your job, because Ellem's actually working for Nivea next month. Maybe you could suggest them. I mean, let's just, while we've got the scientists on the table,
definitely.
Are there certain cosmetics which are better to use for the water, for both use of water and actually disposal? Or is there things we should be avoiding? Is there things that, which are shower gels better because they rinse faster, or what? What would you recommend from that side of it?
That's a good question.
Don't bathe.
I'm going to seem like the bad guy here. Coconut oil is terrible for the drains.
Terrible.
Yeah, I know, right?
Coconut oil, terrible for the drains.
It is terrible.
Awful.
It is.
It solidifies, so it'll block your drain. And unfortunately, if the sewer blocks, there's only one way that flow's coming. It's coming back into people's houses.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Ooh.
So coffee grounds and coconut oil. That's just
combo.
about the perfect storm.
Stick with it.
Oh God.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
Don't feel guilty.
All right, I'll take your advice.
No, don't. Because I'm a very cleansy person.
Yeah.
I do when I have a doo-doo in the morning.
Okay.
Right? Okay, I wipe my bottom and then I use a baby wipe to make sure my bum is completely clean.
Okay then.
So I do use 2-3 baby wipes a day.
Oh wow, that's really interesting. That extra process.
I can't go out. I can't.
Really?
No.
So that's.
No.
I mean, that's a really interesting.
So I do use baby wipes every day.
Where do you put it though?
Does
it go down the loo or in the bin?
Yeah.
Either or. No, it goes in the loo.
Yeah, so.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
I really kind of like how
we
in
know
some
it happens.
countries.
I do only use like 2 or 3 because I have thingy, but I make sure my exterior
is tissue not enough?
Yeah, I mean, I was in, as I've said already, I was in Nicaragua, showing off again. But not only do they not have any drinking water, well, they do have drinking water, but not flowing water, but also that you can't flush even toilet paper down the toilet. You have to put it in a bit, which is a really weird thing to do to start off with. But then you get used to it, exactly.
And it doesn't actually smell. It doesn't actually smell either. I mean, that's not something I'd like to experience in my house in London, I have to say. But I accept it when you're going abroad. But no, what I was also going to ask is that sometimes, maybe like once a month, I like to put some sort of drain unblocking or something like what I can't really think of the word right now, but the thing that unblocks your drain, just for safety.
And do you put that down the sink as well?
Up down the sinks and down the bath as well.
Do you use bleach?
I just use that unblocking sort of thing that you pick up in Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
Leave it there overnight. They put some hot water down. But do you think these unblocking products work? And do you think it's good to just sort of use it even though you don't have a blockage?
They do work.
Yeah.
But they just shift the problem further along.
Right.
Good. Pass it on.
Yeah.
So
all right, Jack, pull the ladder up.
It'll build up in the main sewer.
Yeah.
Which is where you really don't want it building up, because that's where you've got a majority of flow.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that even though I'm going to use this coconut oil scrub again, I don't know. I feel like I need to have a better sort of drainage thing. Like
surely can't we come up with something better
to sort of
technically in the kitchen to actually get, to actually sort of filter the water before it goes into the drain? Can we not do better than what we've got at the moment from the kitchen
when
side?
I went to Japan recently, and anyway, like in the sinks, they've got like a really nice.
Going off.
No, because this is actually science. So they've got like a strainer.
So, hang on a second, you went to Japan for scientific reasons, is that right?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, I was actually studying drains.
Came back with a suitcase of goodies.
Well, I was studying the plug holes there.
Yeah, have they got a different system?
One of the strainers they had like
or like that, or like
I did actually pay. Well, you know what? It was all electrical, the toilet, so I can't say that I noticed. But basically, above the sort of plug holes, whatever, they had like this mesh sort of covering, so there was no chance of anything.
I've got that in my
I know,
sink.
but like this was like. There was
like a really, really fine mesh?
Yeah, really fine. Like you didn't even look like anything.
Why don't we have that here?
I was actually trying to think where I could buy one. I think I'm gonna buy one. So when I use my
what I'd like to say was, do you know these big, what they call them? These big things that build up in the sewers in the Thames. Like what they call them?
Yeah.
Why are they there? Why is it taking it for it to reach 20 ton?
Yeah.
Before they go, hang about, John. I think we've got a problem here.
Yeah.
Why can't they just keep it clean all the way, all the time? Why go? Walk down the sewers and go. Hang about, I didn't see that.
Well, hey, let's find out.
It's the size of the network. So the area that Southern Water covers.
Because we've had some down in Brighton, haven't we?
Yeah.
Why is it there?
If you unravelled all of our sewers, laid them end on end, you'd actually reach Melbourne.
Like straight through or around?
Around. Thousands of miles of sewers.
Wow.
So looking after all of that is a nigh on impossible task if you've got fatbergs building up. The other thing is we're actually in the hard water area, and the fat reacts with the hard water, and it sets much harder.
Right.
So it's more difficult to sort out.
To sort of
the answer is prevention, really.
Yeah. I just don't understand why it gets so bad.
So you're saying, how does it get so bad, and why
do they wait? Because if there was something
so big,
if there was something wrong with your car or something wrong with you or whatever,
you wouldn't wait for it to get to that point where it's.
I mean, I believe part of the reason why they've got the van here today is to try and do something about it, because that guy Dan. He's the one sort of like doing the campaign to stop people, number one, flushing the wet wipes down
the
number
toilet,
two, putting the oil down.
Yeah, so
I think it's about getting every single person, because the problem is that I guess if 50% of people do it, then the other 50% are pouring oil down there.
Before there were 70,000 blockages caused by all of these pollutants that people put down the drain. Now it's been reduced by 3,000 over the last couple of years. So, I mean, do you think, like, hearing everything that we've discussed today, do you think that you will stop flushing those wet wipes down the toilet?
I'll hold my hand up, no.
No, you don't. You don't.
But I don't flush when I have a pee. So I probably flush the toilet once, twice a day. So if I get home from work and I go, I've been in the van and everything, and have a wee, I won't flush it. I'll leave it overnight because I've got the scent things in the toilets and stuff like that. So
but I mean,
I don't flush just for a little wee.
Yeah.
I always go for if it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, let it mellow.
but then.
Oh, they can get a bit smelly when you wake up in the morning, and there's one that's just been brewing there all night.
As long as you've got a clean toilet, mate.
Grim. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow, you sound like a very clean guy.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. And I've also got a frisbee.
Yeah.
And a doorstop.
Yeah. Wow. Well, all from Southern Water. What fantastic gifts we got today. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I was trying to use it for something else.
That's a really tiny frisbee. I'm not sure if that will work, if the shape of it will work well as a frisbee.
Yeah, it will.
Oh, right, okay. Well, now that you've taken that off, I honestly think it will.
What's under there?
Yeah.
It's just a bit of plastic or something.
A little bit of plastic,
okay.
a little bit of plastic.
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I can use that for my stash.
Oh, okay. right. Nice. I'm just really loving this sort of music that we're listening to right now. What a great atmosphere this is. You know what? Yeah, let's have a little swap of hosts, I think.
I'm going to go in the middle, but I'm going to get my fizzy water.
Yeah, let's get your fizzy water. Okay, yeah. No, definitely. So you can sort of grab it. Yeah. I'm just kind of wondering, actually, what I'm going to have for lunch. I'm quite curious about that.
It's what we're going to have soon.
Oh, really?
Running up and down the motorways with like pure water.
Do you think?
Alcohol.
Wow. Do you seriously think that's gonna happen? Apparently, we will run out. There is an issue where we might run out of water in a number of years. So it's already happened.
Yeah, some cities in South Africa they've actually run out of water.
They've run out of water. Yeah.
Some cities in South Africa have never had any water.
Yeah. But do you think this is well known? This is
it's like the Ethiopian thing with Band-Aid all back then.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
But isn't that not to do with the fact that they haven't
corruption,
put the sort of correct water systems in and stuff like that? But do you think if we knew that such a developed country like South Africa that people they don't have drinking water, do you think it's publicized enough? Do you think that if we knew about how serious it is over there that we'd try and do things to sort of cut down on our water use?
No.
Hey, how's it going, guys? How much is there any water? Did you buy any water from the shop there? Yeah, oh, don't worry, it's fine. They've gone. But yeah, no, clearly I think the music's capturing people's attention, and so it should. What a great band! What a great band! Really nice, really great performance.
Right, well anyway, it's been a month.
Let's get a final thought from you before you leave us. Just about absolutely anything you've heard today.
We should just look after the water that we use. Only use what you need, and that's it. That's it. Basically, I shower for like 3 minutes.
Fist pump.
Yeah, I shower for 3 minutes. I've got one of them sand things, egg timer.
Isn't that 4 minutes?
I look at it and I go, I've got to get out.
Isn't that 4 minutes, that timer?
No, I've got a 5-minute timer.
Oh, right, okay.
But I've got a shower head that goes air as well. It's like that.
Wow.
And I've got a thing in my toilet as well. And
sounds like you've got your whole system sort of set up.
Well, it's
really great.
It's because I don't want to pay Southern Water any more than 17 quid.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Then it will work for you basically. Wow.
Yeah. But anyway,
that's really cool.
I wasn't expecting this. I only popped out to Brighton quickly.
Oh really? What did you pop out to Brighton for?
Get a new rucksack.
Oh cool.
Can't you tell?
Wow.
Yeah. 8 quid from Primark.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Why do you need a rucksack? What do you need
for work? Sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
Juice.
Oh, what kind of sandwiches?
Cheese and Marmite is one of my favourites.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh, you got to try it, mate.
Nice, alright.
No.
I've got to have my flask, I really do.
What, coffee?
Yeah, I've got to have a flask of coffee during the day.
Yeah, no, I have two cups of coffee in the morning.
And then that does it for you.
That's it. Then I'm on juice.
Oh, what kind of juice do you drink?
Just lemon squash or something.
Oh, right, okay then. Do you drink juices?
No, I don't actually. I'm either tea, coffee or water.
Oh, okay then. So you get in
the
Fair enough. That sounds like a good balance.
I think actually people think juice is healthy, but it's just like sugar and water basically. It's mostly just sugar.
I had my juice this morning actually. Some nice green juice. I had a bit of in it. Had a bit of parsley, celery, spinach, apple, and pear, as well as ginger and a bit of lime. I should have given you some.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Should we just have a quick look at Rick's visualizations before?
Yeah, let's have a look.
So what have we got, Rick? What have we got here? Maybe we should just give Rick the. So what's this one, Rick?
Yeah.
Well, I can't really see because it's a bit too bright here, and we need to turn up the brightness.
Hello.
It's a blind water taste. Okay, hang on, it's a bit tricky to do this, and
I like that logo of the one on the
okay, so this is blind taste, which is the best? But shouldn't you have like a sort of some kind of thing about where does my water come? Who's that?
Oh, that's from the guy from Futurama.
Yeah.
Is someone looking suspicious?
Okay. Oh, I see. This is all about.
You don't know who that character is.
This is all.
If it was being The Simpsons,
Yeah, I thought it was The
really?
Simpsons. Come and have a seat around the table of chat. This is Talkaoke.
Yeah.
you consume? Come on and talk about it.
Yeah, there's some freebies over there.
Yeah,
too.
I don't know if they've got much water
What's in
though,
the bag?
because they're trying to save water, but they've got all sorts of water-saving devices.
Where is your stopcock valve? Do you know what a stopcock valve is? I'm not sure. Oh wow, that's what it looks like.
It just shuts off
Good
the
to
main
know.
supply to your property.
Yeah, but also I didn't. That's what it looks like.
Do you know
It's
where
good
your
to know.
stopcock valve is?
I'm gonna find out when I go home. Actually, I'm gonna find out. Yeah,
Okay.
and then what's the?
Quite often it's under the sink.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Ooh,
What,
that's a horrible image.
And
I'm just gonna look away.
Stopcock valve. Can it not be one of those things which you turn with a flat-ended screwdriver?
Can be.
Yeah.
Most of the ones
Which you
I've
just
seen
put lock
just
or
do it
unlock.
with a
Yeah.
tap.
Which is what you normally get with a washing machine, isn't it? With a cold feed, you can turn it off and then unplumb your old washing machine and plumb it back in again.
If you get a bad pipe split in your house, it's quite common actually during the winter when it's things like the thaw out. Just the ability to turn that water off is very important. So it can save your place.
Wow. And then what's the next visual?
Oh,
That's me. Look,
that's
putting
rag.
the baby pipe down. So I can't go out without a clean.
Clean bum.
Yeah, but can you not just put it in the bin? Or is it too gross to put it in the bin?
Yeah. No,
Maybe
you
just get
put
the bin closer to the loo.
No, because then my bathroom will smell like a.
No, but if you just say yes, then we can go home happy, knowing that we've actually created a change in Brighton. So just say yes. Don't.
No, the answer's
no.
Okay, so what do I do then? Do I then go out and buy more plastic bin liners or little bin liner bags to put in a little bin to then put the waters in and create more plastic?
I think it's true what somebody else said is that like the people who produce these baby wipes, they should produce them so that
they biodegrade.
Yeah, they biodegrade. Yeah, because I'm sure they haven't always been full of plastic. You know,
I didn't know they were. I just thought they were
know,
soft cotton or something
exactly.
like
I think most
that.
people
I just thought they were
probably,
just
like
something that
tissue,
would just
paper fibers or something like that.
So either I go and put them in plastic bags by the toilet. I don't mind giving it a week's bash. But then I'm going to have more plastic in the bin. It just defeats the object.
No, I totally hear your point.
There's nothing you can do about it unless you get a machine in your toilet.
Or stop. You could stop eating as well.
Yeah, stop eating.
If you stop eating, then you're going to solve the problem.
So we got the vegetarian.
You got the vegetarians with the moral high ground.
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, I know that's the high ground, but I don't know if this woman's looking like self-righteous
She
enough.
looks a little unsure.
Yeah, you need more of a smug vegetarian.
unsure,
Are you vegetarians?
Yeah.
You are.
Are you?
Do you feel like you've got the moral high ground?
do you wanna
'Cause
start?
I'm a vegetarian. Yeah, I'm going to jump in the middle of the
Yeah,
table.
okay.
Come and have a seat, because I'm jumping in the middle of this table, and I need to get a conversation going. Have vegetarians rightfully got the moral high ground? Because I just booked myself a flight to Berlin, and I can do that because I'm a vegetarian.